Good morning, everybody. My name is Heather, and I'm back with another video, hopefully on the health and wellness spectrum. Today's May 22nd of 2026, 10:48 in the morning, Texas time. I'm located near the border, down there by Reynosa and Progreso. I'm down there at the very south of Texas. And anyways, today I'd like to talk about my weight loss journey throughout my life. And that sounds like something I might have started from the second I entered this world, but at times it does feel like it's been that long, and at other times it's like, has it been that long? So I was born in 1975 to a boomer type family. My parents right now are both 77 and 78. They do not live together. There were 6 of us kids, and we were raised on a farm. And so that farm was located way out in, I guess you could call, Central Oregon, in a town called Cottage Grove. And we lived in Cottage Grove all my life, it seemed, right? But my parents did divorce when I was 10. But I can remember as young as 7 to 10, where I started getting the family fat ass, thunder thighs, four eyes remarks. And so those stemmed from my dad, and then my brothers picked up on it, and then, then they would start in, right? It was never that I was ugly or anything like that. I was fat, thunder thighs, and four eyes. I'd been in glasses since the 3rd grade, and looking back, I wasn't fat at all. As a matter of fact, I was a growing child living off of Whole Foods from the farm, and my own family was, calling me names. So moving along with that, throughout high school, I maintained, I would say, a 130 to 140 pound weight, I would assume, because I joined the Navy at 18, fresh out of high school, and when I weighed in for MEPS, I was 141 pounds. So 5'3" 3/4, 141 pounds, thinking that I was a hippo. That's what I thought. I thought I was fat, thunder thighs, hippo, and no boys are ever going to talk to me, because that's what my brothers told me. They told me that because I didn't know how to cook, I mean, we're talking at 7 and 8 years old, because I didn't know how to cook, I was never going to get married. Heather's never going to have a husband. Well, it turns out Heather doesn't need one of those. Not only do I not necessarily need one, but I've come to realize that those aren't necessarily things that girls want. So anyway, joined the military, and later on, my first 4 years was rocking and rolling. I felt good. My lowest weight when I was ever active duty or as an adult was 131 pounds, and I was out running. I was sunbathing with my friends at Virginia Beach and Fort Stewart and Fort Eustis. We were hanging out there. We were hanging out at Ocean View. This is all in Virginia off the Norfolk base. So I eventually met this guy, and I transferred because my ship got decommissioned, and I started gaining weight. I remember getting to like 154 and thinking like, I'm devastated. I saw a stretch mark here and there, like in the stomach area, and I was devastated. So I got out of the Navy, actually. I believe I was 22, followed the guy home, figured out pretty quick his mom didn't like me, and it wasn't even his real mom, it was his stepmom, so there's some history there. And Phoebe hated me. I know she did. So she wanted him to marry somebody else, and so I left, and within a week he had that girl moved in, and as far as I know, they are still married to this day. So anyways, somehow over the next couple years, I managed to keep my weight at a solid 150, maybe 155, I don't know, something like that, because I was able to rejoin the Navy, and that was in 2000. So I was able to stay out from 97 to 2000, and make my way back in. And so that's what I did. I made my way back in. I went straight to Japan, and I did 3 years there. And when I checked in there, I think I was like 173 pounds. So checked in there, I'm 173 pounds after coming off of leave. We're on the ship, you know, PT is sporadic like it is throughout the military. And a news flash for some of those who don't know is like, hey, you think that all of us are in the best shape possible, but the truth is we skate out of physical PT probably more than any group out there. And it's just one of those things where you could use it as an excuse to like get out of a bunch of stuff. So anyways, moving along, I do recall, now I'll put this in here now just so that way I don't go all the way through and then backtrack, right? So as I was in the military, there was so many times that I got out of doing a PT test somehow. Hey, if you transfer and you check in somewhere, you got 90 days to acclimate to the weather. And so somehow I was able to get my rotations, my transfer rotations on a schedule where I would, every time I transfer, I get out of that PT test. So if I went from, let's say I went from Iraq, right, and Sicily, and then I go to Corpus Christi, right, and I check in there in April, and their PT test is in April, I'm exempt from that PT test. And I didn't have to take the one at the last place. So it's an automatic waiver of a non-participating, what do you call it, an NPC? A non-participating player, right? But I had a whole bunch of those. So, and the ones that I did do, you know, I did quite a few of them too, because I was in for 15 years. So the ones I did do were very bare minimum. So I had like 56 sit-ups, 11 push-ups, and I had to do the run like in 15 minutes or something, and I never missed, but I'd always missed the weight. So then they would do what they call the rope and choke, right, where they pull the tape out, and they're like, all right, you know, and if it was always some hater girl that didn't know how to use the tape that was trying to include hips, thighs, wagon, and everything all in the same measurement, right? So, you know, it was in the ladies' best interest to get measured by one of the boys, because they would always cut us a little slack and make sure that we never failed, even if we deserved it, or if we were within an inch, a quarter of an inch, or maybe a half a mile. Somehow those guys would let us, you know, kind of slide a little bit. So anyway, moving along. So eventually I did get out of the Navy. That was in 2011. That same year, now here's the secret, if my family's watching, they're going to hear it here. That year, in March, I got LASIK eye surgery, and I was able to go 11 years without having any kind of eyeglasses, contact lenses, anything like that, right? And so I was very much enjoying myself. I was able to wear like really nice Coach sunglasses and not have to worry about you know, paying lots of money for contact lenses and scripts and things like that. And then, but now I'm in bifocals. But that same year, I did get the gastric sleeve. Dun, 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 dun. And guess how I paid for it? Out of my pocket with cash. 15 grand cash, right? And I remember when I was in the military thinking, let me just get stomach surgery and this will solve all my problems. Ding, ding, wrong answer. So at that particular time, I was heavily drinking. And once I had a hard time stopping drinking just to get the surgery taken care of. And then once I got all that taken care of, I started losing weight, but I started drinking more. So as I did that, I lost a bunch of weight, but I definitely was drinking more, and then eventually turned into a what I would call full-blown, you know, alcoholic of some sort. And I basically traded my addictions out. So I got rid of food and I picked up drinking. So now I'm almost 3 years out from quitting drinking cold turkey. And so that kind of went on for probably 5 years. That went on about, 10 years. That went on about 10 years. So I drank while I was active duty, but nothing like this, baby. When you're out and you don't have to answer to anybody but yourself, it's very easy to fall into poor habits. But somehow my military habits stuck with me, and most of my habits are, healthier than all the other ones. You know what I mean? So as of right now, I do not drink. I do participate. I do participate in the Lord's lettuce or happy cabbage, whatever you would like to call it. And right now, I'm experimenting with the wake and bake and then go to the gym type thing. So get up, have my coffee, get myself ready, and then right before I go in there, have a couple hits of the Lord's lettuce. And for some reason, I have the absolute most amazing time during my workout. And for some reason, it feels like I'm an angel in heaven looking down and over the gym or over the environment, and I'm just watching everybody interact with each other. It's very fascinating. So moving along, no alcohol for me. July, it'll be 3 years. And so it wasn't just till a few months ago I was, working on my relationship with my sister. We're talking about family, and my mom is supposedly on a walker at this point, and she's 77. So she went from living in a trailer home and walking her dog and active in church, active with friends, to like a high-rise apartment where she's like sedentary more, and they probably got a dining hall and some free cable, and kind of packing it on maybe. So I told myself basically on my last birthday, which is February 10th, I turned 51, I'm like, hey, we're not going to do that. We're not going to be like that. Okay, we're going to live our life the way we want to. We're going to get ourselves healthier. My A1C is, I think, 5.7 when it was last taken in February, and I am bound and determined to get that to a lower level, right? Whether it's right now or later down the line. But the VA is not on me. I got a new doctor, and I brought in my food log, and I brought in my workout log, and he was quite impressed. So with that, my plan of attack as of now, of what I'm doing and been doing since February 24th of 2026, I'm going to tell you exactly what I've been doing. So Monday through Friday, I hit the weights. Now, when I started this, I said, hey, you need to just get in there, right, and work out for an hour and shut up and get over it and kind of move on, right? I didn't expect myself to fall in love with the gym. I didn't expect myself to like it at all. I have a hard time committing to things like this. And once I get going, then I throw in the towel. Right before the results show up, that's when I dip out, right? So Monday through Friday is gym routine. Now, Mondays, the gym does not open till 5. So that means I have to wait till 5 to get in there. So I walk my dog ahead of time. So that way I don't mess up my schedule. If I'm getting up at 2:30 and 3 in the morning normally, I want to keep that up. So we get up and we go walk, have coffee and stuff, go walk anywhere between 3 and 4 miles-ish. And then I go to the gym and knock out my workout there, whatever that is, and then I come back. Now, during the other days during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the gym is open 24 hours. So I'm usually rolling in there around 2:30 or 3, sometimes between 2:30 and 4:30, somewhere in there, depending on when I woke up. So I get in there, do what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's when you see me recording, is in the very early morning when there's very few people, if any people in there at all. So Monday is legs, Tuesday is back, Wednesday is upper body, Thursday back to legs again, Friday legs again, Saturday I go out and ride my bike on the street, open the garage and go. I have a road bike, a giant road bike that is custom fitted for me, and I ride it anywhere lately, the last ride I did was 17 and a quarter miles. So at least 15 to 25 miles on Saturday only. And then, so I'm rolling out at the same time that I would normally be rolling to the gym. If I was a gym goer on the weekend, I'd be stuck not being able to get in there till 7. So then after my bike, I come home, change my clothes, get my dog out and put my swimsuit on and maybe have breakfast or a snack, and then I go swim. The pool does not open till 8. So I have to wait till 8 anyways to get in there and go swim. So the amount of cycling and swimming I do, that's 3 cardio sessions a week right there. I'm just saying. And for a while there, I was putting in another cardio, like 2 or 3 more on the stepper, and I've stopped doing that, and now my weight is starting to go down a little bit more. So I'm kind of up and down, and my history with my weight is, I'll be cruising around at a certain weight, and bam, there's 5. Woo. And then I'll be cruising around at that weight for a while, a couple weeks, boom, there's another 5. So I don't really tend to lose like in tenths of a pound. I tend to lose like in little chunks. So, and then on Sunday I rest. So there's that. That's what I'm doing, okay? Everything you see in the videos is progress, right? I'm not perfect. I don't have a trainer, but I watch these other girls, and then I try to perfect my form, and I take the videos so I can watch myself and correct myself. So as of right now, let's see, we've gone up to 35 pounds on the glute bridge. When I started that thing, I couldn't even get the bar off the safety. Swear to God. The booty builder is at 35 for now. The deadlift's at 30. With that easy bar, I could probably go up another 5 to make that 35. The leg extensions, these ones, those are at 40 on each side. And the reverse hack, I'm doing 60. Now I have a lower back issue, angry sciatica, but I'm telling you right now, the wake and bake is helping me not only not feel any kind of discomfort, it's helping me push through my workouts, and it's helping me with pain relief during the recovery phase. So I'm not feeling the lactic acid somehow. Moving along. The bench, somebody made a comment already about the bench that I could go up to 50 pounds, which is absolutely true. So the flat bench, flat barbell is going to go up to 50. The overhead press is going to go up to 40. And right now, the cables, those are kind of fluctuating. The rope, the face pull, I think I was at 35 today. And the rope press and the straight bar press, we're focusing in between 25 and 35 there. And then the cable rows, I'm up to 70 on some of those, and 50, and they're little 5-pound add-on little weight tacker. I don't know what you call it, because it goes in increments of like 15. So they have like a little weight you can put on the thing. Both of those are missing. So there's 5 pounds each, and there's usually 2 of them around. And those things, they disappear, and then I promise you I'll go in there on Monday and they'll be back again. So it's hit or miss with that. So that's where I'm at. Some of the other things I'm doing are the landmine. I need to stack up 45-pound plates on that landmine so I can get a deeper squat into the peach and the back of the legs. I'm looking at, I'm going to need 4 45-pound plates for that, plus 1 for the actual bar itself. That needs to probably go up to 50 instead of 45. And then that way I could stand taller on a firm, I tried standing on one of those little platforms and it's just too soft. So I need those 2 plates stacked on top of each other, and then my legs will go in here for the goblet squat, up, down, and then for the sumo squat, up, down. Okay? Now, you could certainly do those on your deadlift bar over there in the booty builder, but I might end up have to do that just because, the accommodations of trying to, get a deeper squat, but I'm gonna have to research that. And so I also do the farmer's carry. I'm up to 40 pounds each hand on the farmer's carry. If they don't have 40-pound kettlebells laying around, I look. I do a fairly good look. If I don't find them, I drop it to, I try to find 235s or 230s. I mean, whatever. So that's how I'm building this trap right here, and here is right here from the farmer's carry. From the farmer's carry and pushing that landmine up. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. My diet is hamburger, ground beef, rice, ground turkey, potatoes, sweet potato, chicken. Every now and then I'll have steak and salmon. So it's salmon, chicken, turkey, ground beef, ground, I don't know, I missed one. There's salmon in there somewhere. So that's all I have for now. I'm hoping that, I guess I should probably disclose how much I weigh now, or where I'm at now. So now, after I had that surgery, I got down to 167 pounds and actually went all the way back up to like 225. It was kind of hideous. So 2023, when I quit drinking, the lowest I've been since all of this has been like 157, maybe 153. And right now I'm sitting at like 178. So 765, I got 20 to 25 pounds to go. Now, when I was that weight, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 2024. So what happened there? I was rucking with a 20-pound weighted vest like 4, 5, 6 miles a day. And I wasn't doing any weightlifting. But man, my ass was in a size 6. Small size 6, baby. So, but I was eating like shit. I was drinking like diabetic coffees, you know, with the whipped cream on top, and like homemade ones, like creamer with whipped cream, you know, little caramel M&Ms from the Costco, you know, that kind of shit. So I quit doing all of that stuff, and everything now is whole foods. Yesterday I did kind of have a bit of a, like, I wouldn't say it's a crash, but I had some banana protein pancakes that I made, and of course that included syrup and butter. But overall, from February to now, I haven't eaten out one time, not once. I haven't had one pastry. I haven't had one delicacy from anywhere other than my house, and I'm feeling pretty good about that. So that's where I'm at. Right now, if you'd like to contact me, it's on email, heatherkirk35 at email. Somebody asked me for an alternative way to contact me. I'm not sure what they're asking for. Okay, so right now, as my bio states, I'm open to one-on-one time. Okay, pay attention to language, time, and some other things. So go back and read my bio if you're interested. And each of my little things that I'm willing to do is negotiable, and you know, it's customized per person. So just like my massages, not everybody pays the same fee. So it's based on, you know, the request and what it is and that kind of thing, and if I'll actually do it. So that's how you can get a hold of me. So that's my weight loss journey right now. Is, like I said, it's May 22nd. We're still going. Do I fit perfectly into a Brazilian bikini? No, but I'm getting there. And my food tracking app says I'll reach my 40-pound weight loss by February of 27. So, by the way, the reason I'm doing this is so that I'm establishing lifestyle habits and not slipping back into the old way, because look at how hard it is for me to lose weight doing it this way, right? Where I'm pumping iron over the fat, and as I'm pumping iron and building muscle over the fat itself is trimming down, but it takes longer than me just doing a bunch of cardio, of course. So that's that. So anyways, that's it. If you want to set something up, let me know. I take Cash App, Zelle, or maybe some sort of gift card, like a Lululemon type of thing. And I might sign up with like an Amazon wish list maybe. I don't know. I don't really need anything except for dog food's kind of expensive. But anyways, it was so nice to be allowed and willing and able to make this video today. I hope I get some more people to like my content. I'm 51, single, and I do not have any kids, in case anybody wants to plug that into how I look. So I did have one pregnancy at 39, but I had a miscarriage. So other than that, somehow I managed to not have any pregnancies, or abortions. But anyways, thank you for tuning in and watching my video. Have a safe and Memorial Day. Don't drink too much. Don't party too hard. And hopefully, if you're on this journey with me, you'll be sticking to your macros. But we'll see. Happy Memorial Day.